developers who were supposed to come to install them because of the pandemic, they weren't able to come to install them. Yes. So that is the reason. So the 5 areas we are looking at is Keon Street and College Street God.
Keon and College Street God.
Keon Street and College Street God, that junction there. Then we have College Street God and the Bay Road. That's by Social Security area there.
Down by the bridge at the
Down
bottom?
by the bridge.
Okay, on the end.
Then we have one up by the roundabout by Rams there. Rams, the Sands Complex.
Okay.
Not the Sands Complex, sorry. Rams and Port Zante.
Okay, in front of Courts area.
In front of Courts area, that's correct. Then we have one up by Cash and Carry. Rams, Cash and Carry, TDC, Best Buy, that area there.
At the top?
At the top, right at the top there. To go Bird Rock,
okay.
To go to Central Bank.
Okay.
Then we have one by the Horsford gas station, at the top by Mistack School, the former school there.
On
Wellington Road.
Yes.
And Dickerson Street, that junction right there.
Okay.
Those are the 5 areas we are looking at. Okay. So as soon as things might kind of move back to normalcy, then the consultants will be here to install the traffic signals. That's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, the Island Main Road project. It is continuing. Right now, the main contractor, he is actually paving the road in Newton Ground. Then he actually will skip Sandy Point again, and then he will come further on. Now, the reason for skipping Sandy Point is that the water line, we need to change the water line in that area there, Sandy Point.
Okay.
And the water line runs in the middle of the road. And we want the water department to go in first, change the lines, and then we come in after. Now, they have the pipes, but they are working on Wellington Road at the moment. So as soon as they complete some work there, they will turn to Sandy Point. So we will kind of move behind them to get the work done.
Like in the phase?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. In the Sandy Point area, Sandy Point, Old Road, Virtual, that area there. Before the road works, the actual resurfacing of the work begins, the contractor will go from house to house on the corridor, 100 feet on both sides, from the center of the road on both sides, to each householder, and will do what is known as condition survey. This condition survey is to look at your house to see the structural condition of it before they start. They will take information, which includes pictures, and then at the end of the project, or at the end of that area, if you realize that there are cracks or anything of that nature which develop after the process, then you can call Public Works. We have a form there for you to fill. Come in and fill the form. We'll give it to the contractor. They will come back to your house, and they will actually go back to those same cracks which you identify and compare to their notes, and then we make a determination in that regard.
Okay.
Now the problem is that some people in those areas, the Sandy Point, Old Road, Virtual's area, are giving trouble. They say you can investigate my property on the outside, but don't come inside. Now, after the road work is completed, if they develop any cracks in their house, could they call us now and ask us to come inside? That happens in another area last year. And the individual said, you can go around my house, but do not come into my property. So the contractor picked up the information around the house. The individual signed that, that's the permission they gave. Then after the road work was completed, the individual called and said, we must come now because she has crack inside of her house. So you must come in the house to see the cracks now. My answer to that is, who am I to determine that the cracks were not there before? Is my word against her word. So it makes the process very difficult. So I'm asking the residents of those areas to cooperate with us. Let us pick up the information so that in the event of something, we have information which we can go on. So I am urging you, I'm impressing upon you to allow us to actually do the condition survey. If you have any further concern or queries, call Public Works 467-1122 and we will assist you as much as possible. That's it for the condition survey.
Okay.
Now, onto Wellington Road.
Yes, please.
I'm going to wrap up right now. Onto Wellington Road.
No, take your time. Take your
Okay,
time.
okay.
I got questions for him, you know.
Okay, Wellington Road, the water department has commenced work in the Wellington Road area. Now, the work in that area will start somewhere about by the airport roundabout, down Needmos, Wellington Road, Keon Street, right up to the camps roundabout. You see the corridor?
Yes.
So in that corridor, water department will be changing lines. I think their lines go right up to by the road to go by the Governor General, by the Tamarind Tree, that area there. And then it goes up to the back. So water department will be actually changing the line. The line is asbestos line.
Yes.
And they'll be changing the line from Wellington Road, from the airport roundabout right up to, let's say, by the Tamarind Tree, by the Governor General there. Now, in so doing, there will be a number of inconveniences. There will be traffic diversion, there will be slowing of the traffic, there will be flag men, there will be signs, and I'm urging you, I'm impressing upon you to actually, those who have to travel in those areas, to actually move early, so at least you don't be late for your appointment, school, or whatever the case might be. And those of us who don't have to travel in that area, we ask you to use the bypass road, the Bay Road, or some other road to get by without going through that area. So right now the water department is working coming down. Then we're going to have the contractor who is doing the sidewalks and drain doing some work coming down there. Then we're going to have the main contractor, Surrey Paving, who will be doing work coming down there. So there will be a number of activities going on at the same time, but we are allowing water department to take the lead. So we want you, the general public, to be informed, to spread the word, so that at least all of us can be aware of what is happening and actually be guided accordingly and understand the inconveniences, which is a good in the long run, because we are giving you a new road, an updated road, and we're also giving you new water lines, which will last us for another 25, 30 years to come.
Or more.
Or more.
That is good, because I'm going to tell you something. With the general public, always make noise. As soon as the government done pave the road, here comes water department, come cut it up. Cable, right?
Yes.
So it is good now to change the lines before. So after the road is complete, you wouldn't have the problem. Let me ask you
Before you go into the question, though, I would love to hear from your presentation before we go too far. So make a note of your question.
Of his question.
Right,
Okay,
and we could always come back after 9 o'clock report, because that's coming up shortly, and we're going to be opening the lines to hear from you. I understand Officer Shiverton is on the compounds, on the grounds, so we're still awaiting her presence to be in the studio.
Yeah, because I saw outside, so I was wondering what holding up.
Yeah, so we'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
Okay,
We'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, GQ, and to the general public, we had a transport board meeting yesterday, right? And it was very well organized, put together. We have new members on the board. I forget to note, where we have somebody from Public Works, 2 taxi, tourists, 2 bus, and what was it? Public Works. Yeah. So down the line, you have over, I think, 11 people. And when we come to a conclusion of certain things, it's because there are problem arising, right? And I just want the general public to understand certain things that I'm saying now, and this come from the board. 1, there will be no H numbers right now issuing out. Because of the pandemic, there will be no H numbers right now giving out. 2, there will be no T as in taxi license plate will be turning over into H. Some people who have taxi bus out there, sometimes they have a H number, they come and they switch it over. Right? There are some guidelines to that. If you walk out that there's a problem, go to traffic department, and traffic department will deal with that. As I said, there is no turning over from T to H. Because we're going on, you find that there isn't a high multitude of people working, right? And if you find that how long a H bus have to wait for a chip, by the time another bus come in, right? That's a problem. Another thing is to the East Line buses who seems to can hold the ground. When I talk, I don't talk with no water in my mouth, right? I might got chewing gum, I'm trying to choke between my teeth so you don't got slip forward. But to the East Line buses, if you keep on doing the handful of you all, if you keep on doing what you are doing and the general public don't like it, soon you're gonna make your East Line bus terminal your last destination. There is a sign down at the West bus terminal say omnibuses only. I think within the course of today or the week it will be changed. That will be the overflow for the West Line buses then, right? There should be and will not be any parking of any bus down there at the bus terminal and going and leave them. As in the East buses them, just before I come here, I had to go there and make sure that what was said in the meeting, I see what they was talking about before I reach up here. Where there is omnibuses only, that is set for the East Line buses, that will be now for the West Line buses, that is for the overflow. East Line buses, where there is the drop off, okay, you know, there's the shed for the West Line buses, and the outside now, they will come and drop off the passengers. For the East Line buses that just can't behave, you're now asked to go, drop off, and if there's anybody there to pick up, you pick up and you leave. There is no more waiting at all at the West Bus Terminal. Right? I know some of y'all out there might have a discussion about it. Feel free to call in when done, but I'm gonna make sure that I say it again, where there's omnibuses only, that is now going to be for the West Line buses, for the overflow of the West Line buses. Because you know the West Line have a high multitude of buses. So that will be now the overflow for them. East Line buses are asked to come, drop off, if anybody here to pick up and leave.
Okay, fair enough. The lines are now open, 465-2555. We'd love to hear from you if you have any questions for Mr. Gilbert, the Chief Engineer there at Public Works, concerning the new rollout of initiatives here in St. Kitts on the road, or any questions for Granny, you can do so now. 465-2555. You see, you had a question.
Of course. For the general public, okay, you said something that you will have the workmen, they will go and want to look in on the outside and in the inside of people's houses in case there's any cracks or anything like that. But I wanted to state to the general public, right, what will cause those cracks during the road work, so they could really understand why that, I mean, the workers them should come in. I know, right, why the workers them should come in and inspect the house.
Okay, thank you very much. That's a very good question. During the process, they have to remove the base material. Sometimes in some areas they have to remove the base material and they have to lay new base. And they have to get a roller to actually roll it and vibrate it and compact it. During that rolling and compacting process, you have slight tremors, and you can develop cracks here and there. So that is why we need the survey done before, to see the condition before. And then if you have a problem, you actually come to Public Works, there's a form to fill, and then we will actually go back and revisit the building, compare notes, and see if we see that the cracks will develop after, and then we make a determination.
All right, let's take our first call. Hi, good morning, you're live.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, man.
Yeah, I'm here listening to the program, and this program is so timely and educational. And in relation to Mr. Gilbert, what he said, I am amazed that persons can, you know what I mean, I don't know what word to use, but it just makes common sense that the persons are going to come around if you live close to the road. Because the roadwork itself, they use some big equipment at once sometimes. So more than likely, you can get damage to your house. And it only makes common sense if the person's asking you to give them the information. Let them. I wish I was living close to the main, because of course it would have been out in a second. Do what you have to do, because at the end of the day, why declining the person from coming inside and after the road is finished you're complaining? That makes no sense. So I really pray and hope that going forward, persons will understand what these persons are doing, because the road is done properly. I like the idea about doing the piping, because that used to be a serious problem. That used to make no sense. They're going to patch up the road, and then two tools, the cable, the water going to come back, dig up the same road. So I like the way they're going about the whole idea. And in relation to Granny, that idea about the east, to me that's a fairer system, because the west have a lot of buses, and it's unfair for the west line buses to be scrabbling, and the east have their own terminal up there. So that situation, I believe, is being done properly, the way how Granny explained it. So I just want to wish persons just need to cooperate with these persons, because they're doing a fabulous job. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good day.
Thank you for your input.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's take this next call. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, GQ.
Hi, good morning.
And a pleasant morning to your guest.
Good morning.
Morning.
Over here on the Zenway Boulevard in Frigate Bay, there's been a growing concern with motorists with what we call the speed bumps. I don't know if some of you have traversed this area of recent times, but the condition of the speed bumps, which I am not actually certain as to whether it was Public Works or traffic who installed them, but they're in such condition that it's causing a threat to actually motorists, not just vehicle, but your life as well. Because what has happened, certain sections of these man-installed speed bumps, so to speak, has been decayed and removed, and what you have are the spikes that we use to secure them in the road is now exposed. I don't know if traffic, again, is the right authority to look into this, or Public Works, but somebody from either department, whether the traffic or Public Works, need to come to the Zenway Boulevard and assess the situation, because it's posing a threat, like I said, to vehicle and ultimately one's life. Thank you.
Thank you. Gentlemen, before you respond, please make a note of that. We have another caller on hold. Good morning, you're live. All right, we lost that one. All right, what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break. We have our 9 o'clock report up next, compliments to Grange, and then we'll be back. I'll let you address that last caller. Okay. And if you want to make a response, reply to the caller before you can. And the lines will be open when we return, 465-2555. We'll be back right after this.
We are all in this together.
And we all have a part to play to keep our island COVID-free.
Play your part and stay safe and healthy.
Our borders will soon be reopened. Get ready.
So what are you doing to keep St. Kitts COVID-free? As we get ready to serve, it is important that we improve our vehicles to ensure the safety of our guests and ourselves. Outfit your vehicle with appropriate dividers to separate driver from passenger. Plexiglass or Velcro plastic divider may be used. Have a minimum of 2 hand sanitizers, one for you and one for your guests. Always carry extra mask and disinfectant in your vehicle, and post signs to remind passengers to use hand sanitizers and wear their mask and follow social distancing protocols.
When providing a service, it is important that the hands of the passengers are sanitized before entering the vehicle. Remember, a mask must always be worn by all occupants of the vehicle for the duration of the trip. At the end of the trip, remember to wish your passengers a good day. Ensure they have left no personal items behind and sanitize their hands.
Once you have completed your trip, remember to sanitize your hands and your vehicle. Seats must be disinfected and all high-touch areas, such as doors and seat handles, must be sanitized before your next trip. Let's do all we can to keep ourselves and our visitors safe.
Here at St. Kitts Water Safaris, we know it has been a difficult time for everyone due to the worldwide COVID pandemic, but we saw it as an opportunity. We made the best of all the downtime that we have. We've been maintaining the jet skis weekly, constant servicing, and two of them are actually in the shop right now getting repainted. We've also been doing customer service training, hygiene training with the staff bi-weekly. And I think that we have been very keen on how to not be as interactive as we have been, because we are a very customer-forward company as it pertains to hugging, handshaking, picture taking, and that kind of stuff. So that has been the most difficult for us, but we've been very keen on making those necessary changes. We are ready as we can be for when all the tourists start coming back, and even more than the tourists, we are ready for the locals to start coming out from curfew, and we're just ready to have some fun.
My name is O'Neill Mulrain, and I have been giving nature tour for over 40 years. My passion in the rainforest is about plants and the wildlife. There are many different species of plants throughout the rainforest floor, which is like 35 to about 40 different species. And most of them can be used for homeopathic medicinal purposes, like the main apple plants can be used for loss of appetite. This is sage or lantana. They both can be used for tea purposes. In my hand, I'm holding silver trumpet. Scientific name, citrifolia. It's been recommended to make a bush tea, drop the height of the blood pressure, hypertension, cool it. The rainforest in St. Kitts has been protected and actually growing. This is the ideal time for you to explore and to have an adventure. Remember to keep the forest clean, just the way you meet it.
The St. Kitts and Nevis Chamber of Industry and Commerce would like to remind persons when patronizing businesses to abide by the following COVID-19 guidelines to protect employees, customers, and our community. Urge employers to check employees and customers with a non-contact head thermometer on arrival to a business place. It's mandatory that employees wear a face mask when at work and in the presence of others. No customers will be permitted to enter an establishment without a face mask. Encourage both employees and customers to wash their hands with soap and water, or sanitize their hands with an alcohol-based hand sanitizer of at least 60% alcohol when entering a building, after interacting with customers, and throughout the day. Remember to maintain 6 feet physical and social distancing. Consider installing barriers such as sneeze guards or partitions in high traffic areas to limit close contact between employees and customers. Clean and disinfect highly touched surfaces such as doorknobs, telephones, cash registers, bathrooms, tables and countertops regularly throughout the day. Offer e-commerce services or curbside pickup options wherever possible. Encourage good hygiene practices among staff and customers by posting signs and posters in the business place. For more information and tips to consider, visit www.covid19.gov.kn.
My name is Carla Astafan and I have been a potter for over 20 years. I I know it's a very difficult time for all of us in the industry, but this time has given me the opportunity to really rethink the whole operation. It's given me time to do other things, to do my pottery. I'm trying to stockpile on my work. To my brothers and sisters in the tourism industry, this is a time to look towards the future. This is a time to examine what you have been doing, see what new things you can do, how you can diversify, how you can innovate, plan ahead. So with proper planning, we will all be prosperous in the future.
My name is Omar Chin. I'm a small business owner by the name of Nightlife Barbecue and Grill. Location is right in front of the Silmax movie. I just thanking Social Security to come on board in this time like this now. You know, we have a COVID-19 relief fund supporting us. You know, it's a good thing to come on board. Like our Social Security just come across on board and just, you know, helping out in this time. You know, it's a very good thing. Asking all the people around who have small businesses can join Social Security. It's a very nice thing. Most people who travel from foreign to come in St. Kitts, come live in St. Kitts and do business in St. Kitts, join Social Security. Thank you, Social Security, to be with us in time in need.
Visit our offices and sign up for our self-employed coverage. Berrode, Bastair, or Penny's Estate, Nevis.
Online payments now available for employers and the self-employed. Pay your monthly Social Security contributions via online banking at your convenience 24/7, 365. Safe, reliable, secured.
Social Security, because you deserve a future.
People are living healthier and longer lives. Families are growing from strength to strength. Things are good now, thanks to Social Security. But the reality is, in order for the fund to remain sustainable, we must begin the conversation about Social Security reform. It is our responsibility as a nation to make sure that Social Security continues to exist for generations to come. Social Security, because you deserve a future.
My name is Chef Larry Monrose of the Royal St. Kitts Hotel, and my healthy dish today is crushed avocado caprese on toast with poached eggs. I go to this healthy dish when I am short on time and I need something extremely healthy that will keep me throughout the day and is complete. I first start off by cutting and toasting my bread. I pre-season the bread with some olive oil, kosher salt, and black pepper.
All right, welcome back to the program. It's On the Road or Traffic Discussion. In the studio with me, I have Chief Engineer from Public Works Department, Mr. Gilbert, and from the Transportation Department here in St. Kitts, we have Granny, Tyrone, also known as Granny. Welcome back, gentlemen, and we're going to go back to the phone lines in just a bit, but before we do so, a number of questions and issues were raised before the 9 o'clock report. More so, I think you can handle those questions, Mr. Gilbert?
Yes, thank you very much. The call, I start with the last caller. The last caller spoke about the traffic calming devices at the Zenway Boulevard that's going to the Marriott Inn. Those were not installed by the traffic department or public works. They were installed by maybe a private company. And they actually much higher than what public work has in stock. So what public work did on the Dickerson Street, go down by Value Mart there, public works actually changed out some of those because they were badly damaged too. They changed out some because public works installed those so they have in stock. So those over at Marriott is much higher. So what we will have to do is to go over there and maybe remove the spikes first thing. And if the person cannot actually get spares, then we'll have to remove them completely and actually reinstall new ones, which we have.
So in other words, you'll have a conversation with the person who put it down and ask them to get it down to a proper height.
Well, yes, or if they have spares,
Mm-hmm.
so they will actually replace them. And if not, we'll have to just remove them completely and then use what we have in stock.
Okay. Let's go back to the phone. That's it, right?
So we revisit that. The next
Yes.
caller before,
Sorry.
what he did basically, he actually said it's a good idea with the condition survey, which we are doing, and he actually joined me to actually, he approved the exercise that the householders should allow us to enter and to investigate the property. So
Yeah.
he gave his blessing on
Yes,
that.
his
And he
endorsement.
Yes, and he encouraged householders to do so. Thank you very much.
Good morning, you're live, and thank you for holding. All right, we lost that one. Let's try this one here. Good morning, you're live. Hey.
Good morning, this is Senior AA.
Yes, Senior.
Yeah, okay. Good morning, Granny, and good morning, Mr. Gilbert.
Morning, sir.
And all who present.
Morning.
I just called to confirm what the caller said about the spike, and even though Mr. Gilbert explained, because those same exposed spikes, they were spoken about since last year, and they should not have been there till now. Should not, because they are very dangerous, like you said, to vehicle and pedestrians also. So that is to show you that a lot of people don't listen to ZZ, but they don't pay the problem any heed. Now, Mr. Gilbert, I agree with what you said. And I don't know, like small AA say, why can't we comply? I mean, it's for their own safety. Why hide the problem from the person who's supposed to come and assess the problem? And then when they don't know, they will come up with a big complaint or a big bill so that they crack up the house. He's Lord man, he's only understanding man and obedient. People, please comply with the people who knows best about the job. Thank you very much. Have a good day, gentlemen.
All right, thank you. Some more endorsement there, Mr. Gilbert. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Traffic talk.
Yes, it is.
The traffic department is there.
Oh, she apologized for her absence this morning.
Oh, okay, because I wanted to speak about New Road. Going up to New Road, we must admit that St. Peter's is one of the fastest growing areas. And New Road, the main road in New Road, people should not be parking on New Road. We don't have enough space. And talk about right of way, drivers don't even know about right of way. Every day, every single day, there is an issue there on that New Road area, going up where those shops are. It's high time now we move those cars off the main road, let them park on the inner roads, and so free up that traffic fully. The traffic needs to do something about it urgently before we don't have death. The second thing, while on roads and stuff, Granny.
Yes.
You are the driver of 117?
No, HA 175.
175, sorry, 175, a blue bus?
Yeah.
Lord, please, drive better. Your driving is deplorable, Granny. Especially at morning.
You sure you got the right number? Because you call the wrong number first, you know?
This is Tyrone?
So Tyrone, Simo Bernard Boundy first.
Yes, the blue bus. Please, improve on your driving. I don't know if you just have a fire at morning, but you just really do it going up New Road. Please, improve. It is really funny that you're on the radio talking about good driving and the laws. Please improve. We have to pull up one another when we see one another doing things.
Yeah, that is true.
And then the next thing, Mr. Gilbert, I want to compliment him. Every time he comes on the radio, you could hear the professionalism in him, explaining. I mean, I wish everybody could have done like Mr. Gilbert. I mean, when Mr. Gilbert finish, you have no questions, nothing. It is so clear, so I want to commend him. And he must come more often. Okay, sir?
Thank you very much.
Have a wonderful
I will
time.
try.
All right, man. Granny, I have a question for you as it relates to bar owners down at the bus terminal. The ferry terminal. Is there a designated area for the bar owners to park and drop off?
That was the bar owners was supposed to have a parking, right? If there isn't any, I will tell whoever sent that message or whatever. As soon as I leave from here, I will call the PS that is Mrs. Carleen Morton and ask her about it. I don't want to say it wrongly, but I know, for instance, there was supposed to be in play parking for bar owners. So I will assume that it is there, but if the person asks the question, there is none. So when I leave from here, I will call the PS and ask that question.
Okay. And at least we have an answer for next time.
Yes, okay.
All right. Mr. Gilbert, for those who just turned on the radio and missed your update as it relates to the new rollout of initiatives in St. Kitts, can you repeat those for them, please?
Okay. Number one, I started with the traffic signals, which we call traffic lights in Bastille. We have 5 more traffic lights in Bastille to put in place. The equipment for the traffic lights are here on the ground in containers, and the other fixtures and fittings are also here. But the problem is that we had the pandemic and commercial flights were not available, so the technocrats who were supposed to come to install them were unable to come in at this time to install them. But as soon as it ease up, the consultants will be here and we will get the traffic signals in place. As I said, the areas is one at the junction of Keon Street and College Street. I'm going slowly so that you could actually work them out. The second one, another one, is Keon Street and the Bay Road, right by the bridge social security area. Then you go up further, you have one by Rams, KFC, the roundabout there, to go into Port Zante in that area there. Then you have another one by Rams, Cash and Carry, TDC, Automotive, Best Buy, to go to Bird Rock, Central Bank area, right in that junction there. Then we have one by Dickerson Street, Value Mart gas station up to the top there, or Hosford gas station at the top there, Wellington Road, right in that junction there.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's take this call. Good morning. You live?
Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
To each and everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Listen me clearly, Waterman. I am Mistress Beulah Elliott, or Barbary. I don't start them say, but I don't say they say. But what I'm trying to put to you this morning, I am living in Newton Ground, and every night at 8, the water turn off. I would like to know if there is a problem and if it could be solved. Because when I go flying in the day, and I come back a car, I got to rush to go bed for 8. And then down in the bottom of the night, very hot, I don't know what to do. Whether sun, rain, dew, or whatever, the water turn off at 8 o'clock every night in Newton Ground. I would like to know if there is a problem or you all know what's going on. That's what me Barbary said. Thanks. I listen off here.
Yes, sir, welcome.
I'll let you respond.
Really and truly, I'm not from the water department. But what I can do is to investigate that matter, and actually in the ministry we have a public relations officer. We get that information out to the public as soon as possible as to what is the problem, and then see how best we can rectify that problem speedily.
Okay. All right, we lost that one. Hi, good morning, you're live.
Hello.
Hi, good morning, you're live.
Morning, how are you doing?
Hey, not bad, man.
I must say good morning to everyone. Those whose voice I just heard, in fact, is turning on the radio. And I am very pleased to know and hear Mr. Gilbert at least announce all the areas where traffic lights are going to be installed. In particular, up at the road by Rams, Cash and Carry, which so well needed. Gentlemen, I don't want to take any more much time than I have done before. in many cases, but I give the chance to others to call in. Chances are next week, if I live, I'll call and at least make mention of things that I wish to discuss about today and the traffic. Have a good day, gentlemen, and get home safe on the road as well. Bye-bye.
All right, man. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, back over to you, Mr. Gilbert.
Yes. Back to the condition survey. There is a government institution which has an old structure, and they told us that the structure is very, very old, over 100 years old. And when you are working in that area, we want you to be mindful of that. So when we informed the contractor went and examined it and recognized that there are cracks, etc. in it. So don't feel away that your house might have some crack. So what the contractor did, they turned off the vibration on the roller when they were working in that area there, so they didn't do any damage to that. So we need to know. If we get that information, then we will be guided accordingly, and we work accordingly in those areas.
Okay.
And another thing I want to make mention of, in the villages and towns, while we were doing the road works, we allowed the water department to actually put water lines on both sides of the road, so that they don't have to be cutting the road if you want water on the left side, because the pipe is on the other side, or the water line is in the center. So if you want water on the left side, you have to cut to go on the left side, and the neighbor on the right side wants to have to cut. What we have done, we allow them to put laterals, we call it, on both sides of the road, so they don't have to cut the road in the center as they go along.
Okay. Let's take this next call. Good morning, you're live.
Hello, good morning, Jake. How are you going?
Hey, not bad, man.
Hey, Mr. Gilbert, good morning.
Morning.
This is your villager, eh?
Yes.
Boy, you could do dictation and spelling, boy. People could write everything you're saying. But more time for that.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Wait, next one, the name?
Granny.
I think I heard you mention this morning about the East bus line, right? Me living in large village, right?
Yeah.
Me have a disability, and I'm an elder. And what I heard this morning, correct me if I hear wrong. What you're saying, the East Line buses cannot go down the terminal?
No, I did not say that.
They can't pick up nobody down there?
As I'm saying,
yes,
the way how they are going,
yes,
soon the East Bus Terminal will be their final destination.
So
the way how they are going,
yes,
the East Bus Terminal will be their final destination.
Well,
not saying that that is the destination at this present moment. I make sure I state that where the drop-off people and the drop-off point will be now in the West Bus Terminal. In the West Bus Terminal has changed, so they will drop off. More or less like facing the bar, drop off and pick up there.
No, that is not the problem really. The problem is what happened to us as elders. Go downtown and do our business. So we have to walk from the market, for argument's sake, to up by Hartford. That's what you're saying?
No, I did not say that.
No.
The buses them, the East buses them are still occupying a certain place in the West Bus Terminal.
But let's get this point clear. So what you are saying, if they continue the way they are going,
of course,
that is going to be stopped.
Yes, so you speak to them and tell them to conduct themselves in an orderly manner.
But wait, I'll go a little further. I am sorry the officer is not there, because I heard complaints being made this month, October, make 1 year since they changed the route down the bay for the buses on Saturdays. Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Cross by the market?
For the West? Yeah.
On Saturdays. And every week, Donnelly complains they issue so much and so much amount of tickets. Right? So my simple logic is that is continuing and people is breaking the law. Well, why? Because people not doing it. You just summons who not doing that and don't penalize us as the older ones. But Granny, you get in there, you know? GQ?
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert, you know who talking, right?
But before you go too far, sir, I remember distinctively Inspector Eddie was saying that discretion will reign supreme as it relates to the elders.
Elderly.
So rest assured, you would not
You're
be
you're better than the rest.
you would not be put out of the way.
You're better than the rest. Yeah. And I get in
that's the point. I'm not being funny really, but that's the point I'm making, right?
I understand.
So then we have to cater for the elderly.
Yeah, something is in place for you all.
Right?
So
And
don't
then-
panic. Don't panic.
That is just how we go.
Don't
and
panic.
Mr. Gilbert.
Yes, sir.
Please go back and teach. Because you're talking that people could write. Kindergarten people could write everything what you're saying. Just like what the fella said a while ago. Anyway, you have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you for your call. All right, we're going to take these last two calls and then we're going to wrap it up. Okay, we lost that one. Okay, that's it. We'll entertain two more calls if necessary. Good morning.
Yes, Chicky, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Granny.
Good morning,
Morning.
I don't know why they don't cooperate, because I was sorry for them to know when you're coming from Rams, you got to walk way up the road, Wellington Road. It's the easy way. See people that just come there, you must park up right there by me, and they jump in and they go away. They're going to somebody else making a mess of it. You can't to the guy just came on and say, you got to speak to them. Let Donna really issue some ticket or somebody issue some ticket to them. Because everybody need help. That's a good thing. And people coming from Rams and putting off the load, you're going good. Yeah, so I beg them cooperate, you hear? And Granny, the guy say you're driving too fast at morning. You have a good day.
I don't know how we measure it, but I give him the benefit of the doubt.
All right, thanks for your call. Well, gentlemen, that seems like it's going to be it. I don't see the lines again anymore. So, your final words as we wrap up and get ready for Skellig Power Talk that's coming up next.
Well, yes, I must say, before I wrap up, there's one thing I forget to mention. At the East Bus Terminal, there are also issues up there. And to the general public that park in the overflow for the East Bus Terminal, there will be signs erected for you not to park. That is the overflow for the buses them up there. Because once the queue is full, they have to find a place to park. Now, if the general public is parking the vehicle in there, I'm probably going down in town or whatsoever, that is a no-no.
Okay.
The buses them need their space.
Okay.
But nevertheless, yes, I want to thank everybody for having me. I'm sorry that Donnelly couldn't be here because in the meeting
But she did
yesterday-
apologize.
Yes. Well, in the meeting yesterday, they said that Donnelly said on a program that she will be giving tickets. And I will, say, yes, that is something I want to be happening, right? Because I find that people, they feel like they give it today, so then give it tomorrow, right? And I'm just asking the Royal St. Kitts Police Force, if y'all have y'all work to do, go out and do it. On the behalf of the Traffic Safety and Public Transportation Board, Drivers Board, I want to thank everybody for having me here. I want to acknowledge the PS, Mrs. Carleen Morton, on behalf of Honorable Lindsay Grant. Yes, thanks again, and hope to see y'all sometime again. Do enjoy y'all day, drive safe. Yes, and please, as the Prime Minister stated last night on his talk show, Leadership Matters, the borders will be open soon. This is time now for we to practice what was practicing before, and sanitize our hands, and please wear your masks.
Mr. Gilbert?
Yes, final word pertaining to the condition survey. We want you to cooperate with the contractor, and as I said, if you have any concerns, any issues, anything you want to raise in that regard, feel free to call Public Works or come to Public Works 467-1122. And pertaining to Wellington Road, we have major road works happening there, and we expect if you don't have to use that corridor, use other areas. Secondly, if you have to use that area, we want you to actually move early so you can get to school, to work, to your appointments on time. So be safe and take your time on the road. God bless you.
God bless. Thanks for being here, gentlemen. And to all listeners, keep it locked. We have more for you coming up next. Skellig Power Talk.
I'm making it my business to alert all motorists, especially those who love to break traffic laws. I have seen what's